What's good, y'all? SCG Game, man. It's your boy SmooveGotGame back with another Detroit Tigers rebuild video, baby. And today we'll be getting into the postseason, or at least getting through the end of the year and kind of wrapping up both AA, AAA, as well as the major league level stats in this video, man. So a pretty long one here today, but a lot of information jam-packed into it to get us set up for hopefully a good playoff run. Now, before we go ahead and jump into anything, man, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below so you guys can help support the channel. Show that love and support, and I appreciate everything that you guys already do for your boy. Now let's get it kicked off with a little AA recap, because their season did effectively end. It hasn't popped up with the message or anything, but they have no more games left. They ended up finishing 65-73, 15 games back in their little Eastern Southwest division. Not that bad though. You see, as a team, batted .244, which is pretty average. You can kind of see why nobody really hit for a good average down here at this AA roster. Leaders in hits, Chris Myers, Russell Jones, both getting over 100 hits each apiece. Also, both played relatively almost every game down there at the level, and both had 16 home runs and 13 home runs respectively. Now, Chris Meyer is a first baseman of ours. He's 26 years old. He has deep potential. Although he saw a lot of great development here, +8 in his power right, +5 power left. He also saw a decline in his contact left by 6, and doesn't really have like that big of a future either with the team or for his potential any farther. Russell Jones is a C potential player, went down to a 70 overall though, saw some degression despite having a decent power season. I'm surprised those power numbers ended up going down like that. And then you got Rafael Rivera down here too as well, B potential third baseman, 65 overall, seeing good development all across the board here, even on his defensive side, which is what we're waiting to kind of go up. He got power, his vision could use a little bit of work though before he goes up. He ended up finishing up with 11 home runs, 36 RBIs, but only batting .207. So that contact is a problem. If he wants to make it to the AAA level, you're going to definitely have to hit a little bit more than that. And as far as guys that had good averages, only one person hit above like 250 that had a lot of at bats. You have Mariano Feliciano here, once again a 27-year-old with deep potential. He batted .294 but had very limited at bats. Luis Garcia with almost 200, 300 at bats here. It's somebody that actually had a decent season, I guess you could say. .265, 8 home runs. The on base percentages here, barely anybody really over 350. Nobody that actually played. So OPSs and slugging percentages are all down. It was just a pretty average year. Like, nobody's really showing me anything that says, hey, I need to move up or go to the AAA level and get any experience. Wars got a couple guys that managed to get one, 1.9, 1.1 here from Garcia and Davis, but nobody really kind of hitting that 2 marker. Of course, the ISO numbers are going to be basically bad for everybody, pretty much at a 150 mark here. Nobody really hitting for power down here. That's one thing I really will see, like kind of a lack of power down here. So I'm kind of trying to learn what is a good power number to gauge. Like, is 20 home runs realistic for AA, AAA? I don't know. It's what I'll be looking for when I'm trying to think of like a power hitter to just call up without the average being good. That's just me. But now we'll go over to the pitcher side of things, where we saw some good development here for Ben Hernandez, actually seeing some improvement when we brought him back around the second time. His per 9 starting to go up. We really need to work on that walk per 9. Ended up finishing up with 18 saves, 5 of them being blown, 43 2/3 innings, 50 Ks, not too bad at all. As far as our starters go, Santiago though, 179 strikeouts, 50 walks, 153 and 50 for Brennan Hanafy. Steve Shavitz, 116 as well. So a couple guys with high strikeout numbers. ERAs were looking okay. Santiago, the only one over a 3 or over a 4. As far as our starters go, a lot of these guys going low though. Jason Shealy, 286, James Conley, 294. So that's promising to see, especially because both those guys have high potentials. It might be time to, start to look at these guys a little bit more seriously. You see James Conley here, he's a 69 overall now, getting close to a 70. He's got a little injury here, 1 or 2 weeks on his fractured wrist, so he probably didn't finish out the season. But A potential, I definitely want to see where that can go. Also, Nathan Vasquez here, the bullpen with B potential, had a 296 ERA, 118 whip. That could be up for some move up to possibly AAA. Steve Shavitz had a good season. You see plenty of development here, +6 to his strikeout per 9 with that 116 strikeout total. He actually, struck out more than what he was supposed to be doing, and led the team in quality starts, 19-27. It looks like he's one of the most efficient pitchers to go out there and get us a good game. 3 complete games, 2 shutouts down here at AA. We have what I'd say some pretty good starting pitchers. Like, the starting pitcher depth is good on this team. That's what this, at least look at AA, shows me. We got some guys that could be making that move to AAA, and obviously they're not at AAA because the AAA roster is full. Now, of course, AAA does have like another week of games, and they do have a roster spot available. So what I'm thinking about doing here is, Steve Shavitz had a very good year. Santiago Nieve did too as well, despite his ERA being high. Had finished with a 4.8 WAR. A lot of guys in the 3s and 2s here, so it's clear that the strength of the AA team was down in the minors or down on the pitching staff. And Santiago was finishing with a 10.2 strikeout per 9, but I want to go ahead and see him get a little bit of a start up at AAA. I know he, had the high ERA, but his WAR was really high. His strikeout per nine was really high. His overall is in the 70s, which I feel like should be at a AAA level. So with them having, a little bit of room on the starting rotation, I go ahead and get him over, and we're going to see with the week left if he does end up having a good start or not. Now back to Major League roster though, because we got to see if we're going to make it to postseason. We're not going to be focusing on the AAAs into the season because they're not doing good either. We'll simulate through the Miami series here. End up losing it, unfortunately, taking the first game 8-3 and then losing by a football score. The second one 2-13. Sheesh, 9 hits as a team. We did okay. 2 doubles there from Riley Green. Morris Jones hitting a home run. But Luis Severino, one of his worst starts in the season. 4 1/3, only 6 earned. Garrett Hill giving up 4 more earned runs. Not doing good in the bullpen. Jordan Hicks, a rare bad outing. 3 earned runs, 1 inning. So that one was just kind of all bad, and we lost the next day 9-5. We're putting up a little bit of offense, but also not getting the pitching to support it. Luzardo, 6 earned runs, 4 1/3. He's been inconsistent, since we've got him. I'd still say a good pickup. I'm glad we made the trade. He's a little bit more consistent than what we were getting before, but still inconsistent, still causing some bad starts like that. But all that didn't affect us is, the Guardians lost 2 games too as well, so we still have the lead in the American League Central and a potential spot in the wild card if we were to lose it. Now we end up losing game 1, but jumping here to game 2 as Matt Manning, surprisingly but not surprisingly, been one of our best pitchers on the rotation, is going for a complete game shutout here. We're up 2-0. I'm going to go ahead and get Jordan Romano ready just in case I need him to come in to close this one out. But 75 pitches too. That's not a bad complete game shutout if he's able to get it with that low of pitches. 8 innings and 75 pitches. That's very, very efficient. So he's been getting them in, getting them out. Unfortunately, here we get a long at bat though for a walk, and we have to face off against the top of the lineup now. 1, 2, and 3 coming up. We get Josh Lowell down there, check swing. Blade umpire calls it. He's gonna go sit down for me. Number 2, Wander Franco, 0 for 3 on the day. Checking his swing. They're gonna go down to third this time. We're gonna say he held up. So good way to get a little check in down there at the third baseline. As we'll go ahead and check to see if he can go ahead and make something happen on this one. Jones flying this one out to center field, and he'll go ahead and glove this one, get it in, and go ahead and get that back over to Torres for out number 2. And now we got Bo Bichette trying to be their last hope effectively. He's 0 for 3 on the day too. He gets one lined out to Green for a base hit. Runner will hold up at second base, so at least keep the rally going. Now the tying run will be at first base. Winning run, I should say, is going to be at the plate with Brandon Lau. As we're going to look to see if we can get him down on strikes here. 3-2 count to him. Swings and misses through the curveball. There we go. Complete game shutout for Matt Manning. Don't even got to go to the bullpen. That's what I like to see. If we had allowed one run to come in, I would have definitely brought in Romano to try to close it out. But he's able to do it himself. Pitch count got up there a little bit, but my boy was able to go ahead and handle everything that he needed to. 9 innings, 7 Ks. And on offensive standpoint, 6 hits. We were able to get around 2 runs. You see Green and Torkelson both with 2 hits apiece. A lot of goose eggs, though. A lot more than I want to see here as we come closer to the postseason time. But as long as we're getting dubs, that's all that, especially when you get to postseason. Stats no longer matter. As long as you're getting dubs, I don't care if it's just one person getting all the hits and he has a home run every time he goes up to bat and the pitchers are just getting complete game shutouts. We'll take that. Now, unfortunately, we end up losing the next day out, but it's time for the AAA season to go ahead and end. So we'll take a quick look at this box scores. We end up losing 1-0 here. Almost no offense on either side. Only 4 hits of the day. I hate to see our offense getting this kind of cold with, less than a week away from postseason time. So we better pick it up, especially against playoff teams like the Rays. But we just got to do a better job. 89-67 is the record. We're still in first place. You see the Blue Jays have clinched a playoff spot in the AL East, not clinching their division just yet, but they're the only ones to kind of clinch this one out. And you see the Rays leading the wild card battle. The Braves on the other side have clinched it too as well. The Guardians are still number 2, so even if we fall back, we should still be good for like a wild card spot still. This is the time of the year, though, where everything kind of gets jumbled up. It kind of gets close. You're sweating beads because you don't know what's about to happen, especially as the E numbers starting to get lower. You're starting to get a little bit more excited, but at the same time, a little bit more worried because every loss means something. So to take away from that stress, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the AAA stats here. Harper McInnes almost getting 150 hits on the year. Gage hitting over 100 hits. Jonathan even coming up to the major leagues and going back down, still getting over 100 hits, and just seeing heavy regression as he is getting older. So I don't know how much longer he's going to be with the team, even at a minor league standpoint. He may even decide to retire, due to ability. That is a thing. So we'll see if he stays with the team or not. Harper McInnes, I wish he didn't have that deep potential because, despite having a great season and leading the team in a lot of categories, almost all his stuff went down. 14 home runs, 66 RBIs, 17 stolen bases, batted .249. That's not bad numbers at all. Yeah, like we would take that at the major league level, maybe coming off the bench, but I think he led in a lot of categories. You guys let me know down below if you guys feel like he should get the boost up to his potential. Should he go up to a C potential? Let me know. If you guys think it's fair and we can do something we can do, I'll go ahead and add it in. We'll go ahead and get that pushed up for him. Now, Danny Diaz, you see getting great development here down to the AAA level. 64 overall, +8 to his contact left, +4 contact right, +6 power left, +3 to his vision. Defense is going up, +5 fielding. If the defense gets right, that boy's going to be ready because the contact is there. The vision is there. I don't need him to have power. I just need him to have solid defense. So we're going to wait for that defense to get up and get right. Chuck Bird was somebody else that also had a pretty good season. Despite getting hurt, he was somebody that I could have looked at to kind of call up. But he does have deep potential at 20 years old. So, I mean, kind of not much room for him to kind of grow and do anything with. He might be a forever minor leaguer. Now we go over to the pitching side as we're going to look at just starting pitchers here. You see Santiago Nave down there. He did get the win in his start, going 5 innings, 5 walks, got 3 Ks. So that's pretty exciting. He's actually showing that he can pitch a little bit down there. He's falling right behind Leo Franco, who we ended up calling up to as well, despite being hurt. And that would mean, like, who's getting the bump out of this rotation, or will they have 6 starters like the major league level? Can we get that kind of depth? Bo Bichette ended up leading in innings pitched, though, 171. All these guys had over 100 strikeouts, which is good. Walk numbers are looking pretty low. ERAs, Bo and Kai both at a 3 ERA, 1.2 whip, 1.41 whip. Kevin, we'll take a 4.04 ERA. I guess not that bad. Now, Wilmer's is the one that we can't have. 5.49 ERA, 1.76 whip. And it looks like he played 38 games, so he might have played a little bit in the bullpen too as well. But those are numbers that absolutely cannot stay. And so, yeah, he was in the bullpen for a little bit. He only started 22 games, had 38 games total. And I think we kind of replaced him with Leo Franco to get those last remaining starts. He ended up having 18 quality, which for Bo, Wilmer ended up having 4 out of 22. So, yeah, they definitely got replaced. Leo had 9 starts and had 5 quality. So, definitely, probably, if anybody's getting moved out the rotation, it might be Wilmer Flores, because Santiago, like I said, he at least got a quality start in his, or he didn't get a quality start, but at least he got the dub in his, kept the ERA low. We'll probably see what he can do at the AAA level going into next year. Leo's up to a 74 overall now with his B potential. I think it's at like an 80, like a mid 80. So he's somebody that could be making maybe the move to the major league level soon if he continues to perform this good. Hits per 9, strikeout per 9, and all that stuff is really good for him. Wilmer Flores, it sucks that he's adding about a year. He's a 77 overall B potential, so maybe we'll give him another chance too as well. +6 to a strikeout per 9 for Santiago Nieve. After having his good start up there, he's up to a 71 overall now. Remember, he was at a 70 before the game. So one good game at AAA boosts his overall up point by 1. He's probably like a mid to upper 70s type of, I think he's like 77, 76 on his potential. So there's still plenty of room to grow, and that's still good enough to, be a long reliever at the major league level. So we'll have to see what is able to happen next season. Relievers, we only really had 4 of these guys down here, not counting the closers, and all of them really did good. Yumisi Garcia's ERA was a little bit up there, but I still like to see where the holds are at, 15, 11, and 13. Not giving up a whole lot of runs. And Geronimo Ortiz, 66 overall at B potential, seeing nothing but positivity from his per 9s going up. He's somebody that might be able to make that jump too as well. 0.79 ERA in limited time at that AAA level. He was killing it at AA, brought him up to AAA, and 11 and 3rd innings, I'd say he was pretty much killing it. Now we go over to our closers who have seen a lot of struggle. Luis Santiago, despite having an A potential and seeing very good development, +9 to the strikeout per 9. I'll take that. We need to see the walk per 9 go up though. He did get a +5 boost, which will be very helpful. But 15 saves, 9 blown, something we absolutely cannot have. A 4.07 ERA. I need to see him get better in that closing role because I don't know how much longer I want to keep Austin Roberts around. We have 2 closing pitchers with A potentials. There should be no reason that I keep him around. The only reason I do is to give AAA some hope so that way they can win some games. And then here goes a quick look at their record though, 69 and 81, well back in that long division of the international division at AAA. So there's some things to be proud of, but I would love to see our minor league teams actually have winning records. Just unfortunately, it's not in the cards for us at least this season. So we'll have to see what kind of upgrades need to be made next year, how some of the guys that we drafted go in and impact the minor league system. But all that will be talked for the offseason because from here on out, we are talking nothing but postseason baseball, or at least the potential of it. You see, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is going to be trying to lead us there today, as we're going to focus, though, more primarily on the guy behind him, Fernando Gonzalez. In the running for Rookie of the Year, his average is kind of slumped. He's around 280 all year. Now around 260 as he gets that base hit down the line, helping maybe make that go up just a little bit as we trying to get that average up so it can be a clear-cut rookie of the year for sure. But also want to get some guys on. You see we're at the bottom of the second. We still haven't scored yet, and they want him to go and steal this base. He's got pretty good speed at 72, 49 steal. So we'll see if maybe we can take this bag, get into scoring position for Gleyber Torres as he takes off, slides in, out. Okay, so we might not be able to run on this catcher. That was a pretty strong throw to go to get him out of there. I thought he had a good break on it, maybe just a little bit late, but also kind of looked a little bit slow. At 72 speed ain't always guaranteed to get you steals. You kind of need like a perfect situation for that one, like 70 to 80 perfect situation, 80 to 90. You're probably going to get the steal in 90. You can probably steal on almost anything. So that's kind of how my progression looks at it as far as the speed goes. Now, we were able to get that fielder's choice in, and we don't want to distract from the RBI that we just got. And then a base hit into the outfield by Gleyber Torres. This was going to get us over to third base. And just like that, it's a 2-0 game here for Tony Gonsolin. And we are getting to the Dodgers here today with another walk there. This series is going to be very important. We wanted to focus in on this one because these 3 games could very well give us the division. Now, it will be a walk to go ahead and score home Fernando Gonzalez. And we have a 3-0 lead as we go ahead and jump all the way here to the top of the 9th. Luis Severino is getting tired. He's at 101 pitches going for a complete game shutout as we go ahead and try to close this thing out, get Freddie Freeman to go down on strikes.
Inside, ball 1.
Okay, watching the inside pitch. You already know we got to have our eyes open just in case we need to bring in our closer, though. 100 pitches is a lot. He's in his yellow. We cannot give up this lead no matter what. As much as I love stats, and you guys know, if there's a chance to get my guy a complete game shutout, I will exhaust it to the very last option. I will take this to the bases loaded situation and risk giving up a grand slam before I take him out to get his complete game shutout. But now with wins on the line, if it even looks a little risky, we might have to make the smart move. Not the aggressive move. Right now the aggressive move is paying off though. Back a strikeout and then a pop out leads to the first 2, and then we got Miguel Vargas here with a 2-1 count. Cutter in on the hands. Green's gonna give chase. Does he have enough speed to get there? He does not as he misses it. Jones is going to have to give chase all the way back to the wall and get this one in quickly. The run will score. Batter will hold at second base. Vargas, clutch RBI double there. And it at least gets them on the board. So we're going to go ahead and bring in our closer to end this one out. Get the last out for us. Jordan Romano, ERA at the 3.8 levels. He's been hovering around 4 for almost all season. 37 saves, 43 total opportunities. And today we need him to save one more as James Outman. Swings through the first. Watches the second. Flies the third out to Jones, who should have enough room to get underneath it. Catches it on a light jog. And your Detroit Tigers will walk out of here with a victory, man. A nice 3-1 win. Luis Severino getting the dub, having almost a complete game shutout, man. That should really drastically lower that ERA for him and put us in position to start to take over this division. That's 1 win. We would love to get a series sweep, because that'll make it a whole lot easier as Cleveland is playing, I think, the Texas Rangers at this point in a little 3-game series. So if you guys don't remember, the Rangers are actually well under 500. It should be a cupcake series for them. But we just need them to finally, show a little bit of promise. The Rangers can be good a little bit, spoil somebody's playoff hopes, while at the same time, we need to start going for this sweep. He's here, 8 2/3, 7 hits, 5 Ks. For Luis Severino, getting player of the game today. Some notables for us. You got Riley Green going off for a little bit, 1 for 3 for his double. Laboratories 1 for 3 in a run. Morris Jones having that 1 for 4 day. Even Keith Clemens, 0 for day, but he at least got an RBI in, being a little bit clutch. 6 hits as a team. A couple of 0 fors going all the way throughout, but we did just enough to go and get this dub. Severino actually delivering a good start today and did just enough to get under that 4 ERA at 3.99. That last earned run probably pushed it back up, so we did just enough to get him there. But now we have 2 more games here against the Dodgers, with Jesus Luzardo coming up the next day around. You see we're now a game and a half up over the Guardians. So yeah, they got a series against the Rangers. Now the day off that we just played, so that's why we're half game up. But then they'll have a game after our day off on the 24th. So we'll go into the start with Luzardo trying to get us a 2-0 lead here. You see Mookie Betts trying not to let anything slide. But today I need you to let these sliders go ahead and get you out, big fella. Luzardo, 31 starts this season, 7-10 record, ERA just barely over 4, and he'll be faced off with Blake Snell. Same amount of starts, 15-9 record, 382 ERA, so a little bit harder of a task for us. But to get through it, man, we're going to focus in on that boy, Gleyber Torres. Getting right behind Gonzalez, has had a decent season. You know, I wanted a little bit more out of him as far as being able to give me a couple more home runs possibly. And, you know, hitting around 20 was what I kind of expected. He's giving me 12. The RBIs have still been at least a decent spot, and the average is okay at 246, so I haven't been able to complain. Played solid defense, and I'd say at least the signing at this point is like an okay signing. It hasn't like been an out of the water signing. It hasn't been anything crazy. As runners took off there, we get froze by the slider, and we'll have to go sit down. But here in the bottom of the fifth, man, we have an opportunity for us to take an even bigger lead with runners at first and second. He pops this one into the outfield, going deep back. And it'll be gloved in, man, as that'll go ahead and effectively end that inning. We're still up 2-0. So we're going into Luzardo this time. You see the bullpen is on and popping. We got King, Romano, both ready to go. And I'm not going to lie, I did this by accident. I was trying to just make him warm up or put him in like a situation to be ready. I accidentally put it in the game. So sorry, Luzardo, you're not going to get the complete game shutout because I messed up on the sticks. But Jordan Romano will be coming in at least to go ahead and close this one out, get a fresh arm in. He was still cold when we brought him in, so I had to throw all 8 warm-up pitches just to get him at least close to being ready and warm. And that's why you're seeing a quick 4-pitch walk here to Mookie Betts. Time run will now be at the plate at all times as Trevor Story will pop this one. Going back into right field, Green will settle underneath this, though. Get the first out of the inning. Keeping the time run at the plate, which is what we want to do. Miguel Vargas. Okay, you can see a little bit of a lineup boost. He was batting 8 yesterday. Now he's batting at 5. And kind of giving a similar result, though. Pop this one up. Torkelson will get underneath this and glove it. That'll be an easy play. And now it'll be up to Gabriel Monroe. Down to their final out. He is still the time run, though. 0-1. Watches it away. Chopped on the ground. Clemens will take his time, gather, throw. Got him by a little bit of a step, and the Tigers are up 2-0 in the series against the Los Angeles Dodgers, man. That is great for the division. That should put us up at least, 2.5 games. And now we got to wait and see, what kind of happened between the Rangers and Guardians to see what's going on in their game 1 and game 2. But at least we are taking care of business on our end. Like I said, as long as we're taking care of our stuff, we should be able to take this division here today in game 3, or at least have the opportunity to. See, Luzardo 8 innings, should have been probably maybe a complete game. 4 hits, 4 Ks, 2 walks. So numbers kind of pretty low on his end. But we had a great offensive performance here today. 9 hits as a team. But you see Torkelson with 3, Ford with 2, Jones having a 2 for 3 day. That's what I like to see. RBIs coming in from Guerrero, who's well over 100. Jones at 73, even at the leadoff spot. Shows the bottom of my lineup is hitting. And Luzardo 8-10 on the season now. ERA well below 4. And in this last start, we'll be getting a look at spot start here for Jackson Joe. As you know, Casey Mize is injured, so he's having to come in and start this one, man. So, he's only started 3 games this season. He's 10-7, which isn't too bad, but the ERA is at a 5.19. I would say it's probably mostly because his bad outings go really, really bad. Like, he's coming in going like 3 innings, giving up 4 or 5 earned runs. But then he has a lot where he's just coming in for 4, 5, 6 innings and giving up 0. It's just the fact that when he goes in and he goes bad, it goes really, really, really bad. His whip is even at a 1.5, so I guess it's too bad. He has a quality start into him. And his WAR is almost at a complete 1. So, not giving up a whole lot of home runs at 1.49 per 9. He will look to come into this game. And technically, even if we were in the Dodgers division, we would only be a game behind them. So, we're not a bad team at all. This would be a game that would tie us up in the division if we were with them. We're batting 259 in this whole series, but we've only given up 1 earned run through both games. You see that 3-1 game and 2-0. We've been pitching great. Hitting has been doing just enough. And we'll look here today to go ahead and try to extend that further and get a clean series sweep at home in Comerica Ballpark. Here he is, that man Jackson Joe, prepared to go ahead and get this game kicked off for us. 134 Ks, 1.56 whip, 69 walks, 168 hits given up. So, I mean, he's actually done pretty good and solid for the outings that we've had him come in. And like I said, he's had his good moments. I don't think at all that he needs to go down. We just need to get those bad moments a little bit less bad. So hopefully today we can kind of get another look at him. You know, we've had plenty of minor league starts with him when the series first started. Like, there's a lot of good stuff that he has. The slider is great. His curveball is actually very effective. You know, I'm normally a little bit hesitant to throw curveballs, especially at the major league level, but his curveball is actually very, very good. As we get a bunt attempt down here from Weaver, throw over by Guerrero. Not going to be in time. They're going to say that he was safe, although it looked like, ooh, okay. We had the opportunity to challenge here. Let me go up to my booth real quick. Hey, what do you see up there? We going to be good on this one? You said yeah? Okay, we're going to run that challenge. They saying good? All right, we're going to run the challenge up real quick. Let me know down below if you guys saw. What do you guys think before it gets called? Hurry up. Don't cheat and wait for them to call it. Is it overturned or is it safe? I'm going to say that's overturned. The ball was definitely in glove before foot was down. Show vision will show. See, like this one, like it just shows his foot's down and the ball's already in glove. Like, I think they freeze framed that one a little bit too slow. Head umpire will go ahead and come back though after hearing it in the booth. They're going to go ahead and overturn that one, man. So he is out at first base. So no bunt attempt there. It is foiled at Vargas. Dang, he hitting all over the place. First it was 8-5, now 2. Same result though. Strike 3 as he's going to go ahead and corkscrew himself back over to the bench. And then Gavin Lux will be up next with the same 0-2. Pop this one out to center field, who Morris Jones will just come in nice and quickly and go ahead and handle this one. And there it is. Final out there. And we'll be going up against Ryan Pepia. 8 starts, 5-7 record, a 4.86 ERA, and we'll be looking to effectively get a bunch of runs off that. You know, he's close to 5, so let's go ahead and get 5 runs here today, and then hopefully Jackson Joe can hold the door, let things loose. Now you see down below it said we can clinch with a win, so I guess that means that, you know, the Guardians have been over there losing to the Rangers. We win today, we clinch. I don't know if it's a division or a postseason spot, but at the very least, you see everybody's clinching scenarios are starting to come up down below, which is great that they keep track of that for us. And the Dodgers are even 6 games back in the West, but in the wild card hunt too as well. So they got their own little mess to kind of work out and work through. That's going to be a ball upstairs though. Morris Jones trying to get it started off cleanly here as he gets the ball to line drive right to second base, unfortunately. Timed it up well, just hit it right to somebody. Can't help that at all. And then Akil Baddoo, he'll time it up well and find open green grass. Base hit into the outfield out there and left. And he's getting it started off here a little bit early. Guerrero Jr., his ERA or his average is slipping a little bit too as well, down to 279. Now he was up near 280, 290 for a good minute, even 300 for a little bit of the season. Now down at 270 as he swings over the top of that one. He'll be heading back to the bench. Not able to get anything going. Fernando Gonzalez takes the ball there. Akil Baddoo was stealing off and he is gunned down. That Dodgers catcher is not playing any games. We might not want to run on him unless it's Morris or Drew Jones. Maybe even not Matt Verlaine, but possibly. Those are probably the only 3 people that's going to be at the green light here to steal in this series. Because this Dodgers catcher is, like I said, playing no games. Now you see we're back with Gonzalez leading off an inning, but this one's in the 4th. Jumped ahead a little bit. Offense is kind of going cold for both sides. Nobody's really gotten anything going yet. As Gonzalez still can't get anything going. 3-1 hitters count. Chops it on the ground to first base, and he takes it himself. As we'll go over to Riley Green with an already 0-2 count. Watching it upstairs, trying to work his way back. See if we can get a good pitch to crush. As that's going to be a line drive going towards the gap. This should at least be a double. That's out of the park. Solo home run on a line drive hit. I can't believe that one was on a straight rope for home run number 20 for Riley Green. Another season hitting 20 of them bombs. This is what I wanted from Torres, but it's all right. Somebody got to hit these 20, and I'm glad it could be Riley Green as he goes and takes care of that one outside of the park. Man, that was a straight liner right into like the, what would that be, like the exit? Is that the exit to leave the stadium? That ball really left the stadium out of here. And then right after we're going to keep it going is Jace Jung coming in, playing a little bit of shortstop today, get Keith Clemens a little bit of rest, and he gets a base hit off the pitcher's foot to maybe keep this rally going as Torkelson will be up next, swinging through the first pitch that he sees upstairs. And we're trying to get a couple extra runs. Ooh, that's a good ball hitting to the gap. That's going to go back deep and get down. You hate the automatic, though, and it bounces over the wall. So, unfortunately, not an RBI from that one, because if that hits the wall, it's definitely an RBI. But the Dodgers get lucky. It'll be 2nd and 3rd, and Harry Ford will have to be clutch with 2 outs, and he goes down swinging at the slider away, and they get out of that inning with only giving up 1. Now, Jackson Jobe has been pitching very good, 38 pitches through 4 innings, and he's kept them at 0 runs today. But here, now with the lead, we'll see if that kind of holds up As Freeman will pop this one into center field for Jones to settle underneath. Don't hit the bird, please. Y'all remember seeing that when like the bird, a pop fly hit a bird and it died mid center field? It really is so sad, but at the same time, it's like I don't want to say it's hilarious, but it's ironic. We'll call it ironic because I don't want to say it's funny that a bird died, but that was so ironic. It's like a 1 in a million chance that you do something like that and then it happened. Not only just like that's almost as bad as like when Randy Johnson threw the ball and it hit a bird that flew by. Like such 1 in a million chances to be just happening in baseball in general. And the whole game is about data and numbers and stuff like that. So it's like a lot of 1 in a million things be happening on like a daily basis almost. To the point it's not even 1 in a million no more. It's like 1 of 1. As this 1 of 1 score to the ball game, it's just an RBI base into the outfield, but I do not able to get that in cleanly. The runners are still at first and second with only 1 out. We don't want to distract from the offense that's going on. That'll be a liner. Quick throw to second base. Not going to be in time, though, for the double play. We will be going back to Weaver, though, with 2 outs now. Runners still at first and second. Getting that slider on the front door side. Getting them to look at it. Doesn't get the call there on the opposite black, though. Chopping it down. So we're staying with the slider 4 straight. 1-2. Chopped on the ground to Torkelson. He'll go ahead and take it himself. And although that'll tie up the ball game, it will at least, just stay as a tie ball game as we go to the bottom of the 5th here, trying to get a little bit more offense in. Maybe if we score a little bit more runs, they can't tie it back up. As Jones, another goodly contacted ball at the chest, goes right to somebody. Breaking the third wall once again. That's one of the things I guess I know I mentioned all the time. It just annoys me so much about the game. It's like sometimes I've even had perfect swings like that one, even though it's a ground rule double. End up as like a line drive right to somebody. I'm not saying it should be like 2K where like a perfect's like a green release. It should be a guaranteed hit, but dang, I'll go through the whole game and they'll have a bunch of good timed or just lates, just earlys, and they'll be getting base hits all over me. And then I come up to bat. I'll have 3 straight batters where I time it up good. As this is a throw to the plate, sliding, beats the throw. Akil Badu getting in there off Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s base hit into the outfield. And now we have our 2-1 lead back. But like I was saying, and then I'll have 3 straight batter attempts where I'll have good timing. It's a ball like right down the middle, basically, kind of like this circle change. Right to somebody. Like, why can't that be a base hit for me? Why can't that be down the line? I feel like we timed that one up very well. He's got good vision at 83. So he should have been able to square it up pretty good. I don't know. Like I said, it's just one of my grievances, one of my complaints. You know what I'm saying? But we're still going to get these base hits any kind of way we can early on that one. And it's off the glove of shortstop, so we have another first and second situation here. 2 outs. And Riley Green needing to be clutch, swinging through that circle change. That time he was a little bit early on it. Gets another one. I'm early again on it. Having to sit back, and this time we sat back a little too long. As that one reached all the way to the glove, and it was a 4-seamer. Right in the zone. But at least we have a 2-1 lead now, and now it's up to Joe once again to come back and get these outs, man. We got Miguel Vargas leading off 2-3-4 for him. Set to come up. This is going to be a chopper on the ground to Jung, who will go ahead and glove it. Makes the throw over to first base. And we got him. Jung's stuff has been very good. Oh, look down below. Framer Valdez. 11 strikeouts and 1 earned, or allowing 1 run. I'm not sure if it's earned or not, but loses to the Blue Jays. That is tough. But he's having good starts down there. Like I said, I think that trade ended up working out for both sides. He's got a steal attempt at second base. Throw in time. Gets him nailed down. That boy Harry Ford is such a good defender. I think he's only 23 or 25. Like, he's a young catcher. Going to be a catcher for the future for us. I'm glad we made that trade to get him in there and get rid of Eric Haas. We got younger. Got somebody with better talent. The team that he ended up going to, I think, was Seattle. They ended up getting somebody that could help them on their playoff runs. And he was very effective for them before he ended up retiring. So, once again, another trade that worked out for both sides. Now, this one's kind of looking more like at least long-term effects working out a little better for us. As Harry Ford hasn't even been clutch in that 9 spot, too. I love him down there. He's got great speed, more than the average catcher for sure. And he's a good defender. As he goes and takes off the glove on this one, gets underneath, and makes the routine play behind the dish. As you guys didn't even notice, we are at the top of the 8th right now, still 2-1. As this is a liner over to Guerrero for out number 2, and Jackson Jobe is looking pretty good. 77 pitches through this point. He's holding this team down. This one's on the ground. Vargas goes through the outside of the infield. That'll be a base hit, so the tying run will be over there at first. Gavin Lux will be up next, and he is getting tired here. And Jackson Joe, so we got the bullpen up and active. Just in case things get a little wild here, but I want to see if he can get one last out, and he will. On the ground to Torres. Gets the final out there. So they're going to go ahead and go to their bullpen as well. Ray Martin will come in and pitch the top of the ninth, or bottom of the 8th. as we look to try to tack on just a little bit more insurance to see if we can make this thing a little bit more of a comfortable victory. Chopped on the ground by Torres. That'll end up going foul. Down the third base line. There it is. Slider. Middle of the dish. Timed it up well. And what I say earlier, y'all. Let's get back into that bat. The 1-1 count here for Riley Green as he's going to look to try to do something similar. Hopefully this time get a hit. Look down below. Andrew Benintendi hits for the cycle for the Twins. See, sometimes I love looking at those news stories down below. Some crazy and wild things be happening while we be playing these games. This is a liner. Just early on that changeup outside of the part of the plate. Probably shouldn't try to pull that one, so that out is understandable.
Nope.
Gotta wait back on that one. Hit it opposite field if possible. Jace Jung, though, will come up next with a 1-1 count in it himself. Flies this changeup right down the middle. We just laid on it. Probably want to pull that one. So I got to be understandable as well. Going into the top of the ninth, Jordan Romano was tired from all the saves we've recently had him do. So we're going to bring in Michael King. He's 6 saves of 8 opportunities. He was the closer for the Yankees before we went and picked him up, and he's now our setup man. So I trust him to get a couple saves here and then when Jordan Romano is low on energy. I didn't want to bring him in if he was tired. So top of the ninth, I just need you to get 3 more outs here against 4, 5, and 6. Starting off with Gunnar Henderson, 0 for 3 on the day. And I need you to be 0 for 4, my boy. 1-2. Flies this one. Jones has a lot of speed. Should be able to cover this gap easily. And he makes the play. Out number 1. And next up will be Freddie Freeman. Chopping a sinker. Ooh, that's a dangerous location. Just kind of leave it over the middle at. And he puts another one in the same exact spot. This time he watches it. So that's pretty amazing that Freddie Freeman does not want to take the bat off his shoulder. Watching yet another slider in on the feet. We'll go back to that sinker. 1-2. Right over the top of that thing, man. He's going to have to go sit down, getting corkscrewed into the dirt. And leaving it up to Gabriel Moreno as the final hope for the Dodgers. He is still the tying run, though, as he chops this one on the ground. Can he beat out Guerrero's throw? Throw it over to first base and not be in time as the Tigers will go ahead and take game 3 in this series, man. Jackson Jobe does a phenomenal job getting 8 innings of work out of this thing, and he's able to go out, get the dub, and we have clinched. I don't really see like a celebration here that looks like we clinched it or anything, but down below it said we clinched with a win, so we're going to call it a clinch of the AL Central, baby. Jackson Jobe 11-7 on the season. Another save for Michael King. This is his 7th on the year, and the offense once again, just doing just enough. 8 hits as a team. We need to work on getting guys around. Akil Baddoo was 3 for 4 today. There's no reason we couldn't have had more runs. Morris Jones, we need to start getting him on base a little bit more. And Guerrero, I need to start hitting better with him. I'm not hitting as good as I would like to, especially going into the postseason. So Riley Green, 20th homer of the year, 53 RBIs. Guerrero's up to 109. 8 innings of work there for 6 Ks and a series victory. Now you see they lost the first 2 there to the Rangers. They have a game 3 here at 88-70. If they lose this one, I would like to say that it's pretty much wrapped up. So the Rangers end up doing it for us. They sweep the Guardians 88-71. We're 92-67. I think mathematically that takes them out of it. They're 4 games back. We did it. We did it. Celebration, celebrate good times. Come on. As we are 92-67, there's still, 3 games left in the year. We can still go 92-70, but officially they cannot do better than us. We have taken the division. You see some of the other teams that have clinched. The Blue Jays and Rays have both clinched at least playoff spots. The Rays looking like the top wildcard team right now. The Braves and Mets have clinched playoff spots. The Reds got the division. The Padres got the first overall seed, with the Dodgers and Giants clinching wildcard spots as well. It looks like the Padres might be one of the only teams to hit 100 wins too as well. But we have only 3 games left this season. They don't mean, I want to say they don't mean absolutely nothing to us, but they basically mean absolutely nothing to us. So we're going to go ahead and simulate all the way through to the end of the year, winning game 1 and 2 against the Diamondbacks, and then finishing up the last game of the year with an L, finishing off at 94-68 on the year. Not our best season. The last time we went to the postseason, we had 97. We were getting closer to 100 wins, but 94 wins is nothing to laugh at. That should put us right about like the 1 or 2 seed for the postseason. And before we go ahead and check out those postseason lineups and everything, let's go ahead and get a look at the final end of the year stats and everything, and really take our time because we got to figure out who's team MVP. Leading us in hits runs this time around, so I wanted to look at this, as Morris Jones actually gets over the 100-run barrier, 111 of them things. 187 hits as a batter though, 177 for Akil Baddoo, 175 for Guerrero. That makes me think Akil probably would have got over 200 hits if he had not been hurt most of the year. Home runs, I think we did pretty good. 5 people over 20, 6 over 15. You know, we had only 1 go over 25. But Fernando Gonzalez +8 to his contact right. Great development this year. He's up to a 76 overall. If he wins Rookie of the Year, you already know. You got to get that +10 boost so we come up to a B potential. If he's able to get it, and I think he kind of is well deserving of it. Finish out batting 259, 97 RBIs, so 3 away from 100. Akil Baddoo is at 92, Morris Jones at 73. So those guys were really killing. You see Morris Jones 45 stolen bases yet again. Not seeing any improvements to his speed or anything like that, which is crazy, but 82 overall now, +6 to his power right, +5 power left, +3 to his contacts and vision. And not only that, his defense is going up as well, +7 to his reaction, +5 to his fielding. He's going to be a great player for this team for many years to come, and I'm glad we have him in center field rather than right field. You know, the armor is a little bit weaker. Finished off with 45 stolen bases this year. Yet again, Gonzalez actually getting 14 of those things, which is pretty good. Got a lot of guys in double digits. 11 by Clemens. Guerrero got 10. Akil, Ford, our catcher, got 10. Akil being the only person over 300. 294 for Morris Jones. 274 for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. So as far as team MVP go, I mean, you could go with the, you know, team batting champ with Akil Baddoo batting 319, 20 home runs, 92 RBIs out of the 2 spot. You can, of course, go Vladimir Guerrero Jr. I mean, he only hit 278, but he led the team with 36 homers, 11 RBIs. Or you can go with the hits champion, steals champion, and once again, 2 years in a row, 40-40 club award winner, Morris Jones, 41 doubles, 45 stolen bases, over 100, 190 hits, 185 hits on the season. I would say those 3 are my top 3 category or candidates for MVP. So Morris Jones, Akil Baddoo, Fernando Gonzalez Jr. I'll be putting a poll up after this episode goes live. Make sure you guys go over there to vote for this year's team MVP. And obviously there will be another option too as well. And if you do choose other, just comment under that post and just let me know who else you see stats wise on here and give a reason why. Like, I feel like Spencer Torkelson should have been MVP because of so and so. Like, you know, give us some reasons why you think certain guys should be MVP. You see the final award numbers here: 5 for Akil Baddoo, Riley Green 3.6, Ford was at a 3.4. ISO numbers got 3 guys over 200: Torkelson, Drew, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Drew Jones even seeing good development this year. I'm glad we brought him up, and he's played great for us. 36 hits, 10 doubles, 7 homers, 18 RBIs. Coming off the bench, seeing great development for his power and contacts. He's up to an 81 overall now, and he could possibly take over the outfield spot or DH role if, you know, that becomes something that needs to be done. You know, there's a lot of good hitters on here that I do like, but with Torkelson struggling, if I need to move Guerrero back to first base, let Gonzalez, if his defense gets better, play third, and then we can move Drew Jones because he's hitting better than Spencer Torkelson into the DH role. That's what we got to do. But I do love having a speed coming off the bench, him and Verlander. It gives us that option for like extra inning games, or if we need to run late in the ninth, to have 2 guys that can have that high speed to kind of like be able to pull from and not make it like a one chance. Like, it's got to work this time. Now over to the pitching side, we'll kind of see why I don't really have any pitchers on my MVP list. I mean, some of these guys did do good and phenomenal, but I didn't think any of these numbers were warranted of it. But maybe you guys do. You know, Tariq Skubal is the only one over 200 innings pitched this year around. You see the walk numbers all relatively low for everybody. 160 Ks is pretty low too as well. Jackson Joe ended up leading in walks despite having the least amount of innings pitched out of all the starters. It's crazy. Under 60 strikeouts though for Tariq and Luis Severino. ERAs is high. 3 guys over four. 2 of them happen to be starting pitchers, which is unacceptable. Ymisi Garcia still never got it right up here. 1.5 whip. Ended up being very high as well. As Jackson Joe's on 1.52, 1.4. And I'm just not really seeing, wait. When will Flores get up here? Huh? I don't remember. I thought we brought up Tom Madden. Oh, I think because we're in the playoffs now, I already got our playoff roster set up, so I guess they brought him in. I was wondering why Yamisi was up here. I didn't remember having him up here either. I gotta go fix my lineup after this, but let's get back to these stats. I gotta fix my lineup again, so I hate that they mess up my stuff. They should just ask me to set my playoff roster, not fix it for me. Quality starts, we love to look at those. 21 for Skubal, 20 for Matt Manning. Out of our 4 spot for 30, he ended up with 2 complete games, 2 shutouts. So he's definitely pitching more like a number 2. So in terms of like a playoff rotation, it might look something like how you see it right now. Tariq, Matt, Luis, and Jose Luzardo, or is this Luzardo? Because I think I'm probably going to run 4 deep. I don't know if I want Jackson Joe to be a starter. I don't think he's consistent enough, especially for postseason, to go 5. We'll probably just going to go 4. Let Jackson Joe be the long reliever. I don't know if Casey Miles will be able to come back in time for any of the postseason games, honestly. His injury was pretty long and pretty late in the season, so that's going to be a big blow. But at least we'll have those 4, and hopefully they can get right and pitch well for us. Severino had 31 home runs given this season. That's got to be like up there in league leaders for real. As you see, the WAR numbers are 3.8, 3.2, strikeout per 9 numbers. Nobody really, too impressive. At least the starter Matt Brash had over 10, which is pretty good in 52 2/3 innings. He ended up with 63 Ks. I gotta say, I'm very impressed by that. And the fact he's only 27, he's got plenty of time to keep getting better. Jordan Romano's at a 9.7, which is pretty good. FIP numbers are looking okay. King, Brash, both below 3. Tariq's at a 3.5 as a starter. Matt Manning's at a 3.8. Lazardo's at a 3.9. So those are good starter numbers too for me as well. Jackson Jones even goes down a little bit to a 4.6. So there's that final look at that. Let's go look at a couple of other numbers here. So we can look at team rankings for things. Batting average as a team. We ended up finishing, looks like about middle of the pack here at 15th. Batting 261 as a team this year. Top 5 in at bats, runs. We ended up finishing in 10th with 737. We want to look at the extra base hits here with doubles. We finished with 15th, 282. Triples, tied for 13th with 37. Home runs, I feel like we were probably near the bottom. Let's go ahead and scroll all the way down. 23rd, which is kind of depressing. We had a guy hit 36, and we're still that low in the league. And actually did that good this year. Like, we're not a home run hitting team. But then you look at our RBIs for the season, 10th. Bottom 3rd in home runs, top 3rd in RBIs. Number 1 in stolen bases by a decent margin too at 137. Stolen base percentage, number 1 at 72%. I will take both of those 2 numbers. That means we're getting on base, moving guys around, and getting the RBIs in that we need. Slugging percentage wise, looks like we're about middle of the pack yet again. No, bottom 3rd, 21st. Ooh, I guess that's kind of surprising. I mean, we had the doubles, we had the triples, we just didn't have the home runs. I guess that home run factor really affects into it. 13th and on base though, so that's good. We're actually getting guys on. Errors, gotta make sure we ain't having too many errors. Time for 9th. Okay, we improved. 7th in fielding percentage. I think that's definitely an improvement from last year. We had a lot of fielding issues, and normally my teams do because I don't really look at the defense too much. But the pitching staff and defense kind of held us this year. You saw we were 8th in ERA, 3rd in shutouts as a team with 15 saves. We actually had a good year at that, thankfully, because our closer didn't bail on us at the end of the year. Tied for 11th with 50 of them things. Blown saves. I got to think that we're in the we're in the top half. Tied for 11th. I'll take that. No, historically we've been in that bottom 3rd, so I gotta go check the bottom first. As we're 9th in earned runs allowed, tied for 6th in home runs allowed. We weren't really walking a whole lot of people at 10th, but we also weren't really striking out a whole lot of people. As I imagine, we're probably the bottom 3rd of this at 17th. Still say middle of the pack, bottom half. And win percentage, we ended up finishing with tied for 3rd with the best record in the league with the Rays. You see the Blue Jays are slightly above us. The Padres there. We ended up with the best record in the major leagues. And then now we'll go ahead and look at league leaders. Harry Ford led the league in triples with 9. Morris Jones leading me in stolen bases and runs. That was impressive. I can't believe my catcher led the league in triples. So we got to see how that goes. Akil Baddoo ends up going 2nd in batting average, 319, just a couple points behind Brendan Donovan. Hits leaders, you see Morris Jones at 4. Nathaniel Lau of the Rangers leading the way in that, almost getting 200. Bo Bichette leading in at bats with Morris Jones at 4 yet again. Gonzalez and Guerrero Jr. right behind him. Doubles, Bo Bichette tied with Mike Trout with 43. So Morris Jones tied for 4th on his way up. And yep, Harry Ford all by himself with 9 triples. Home run leader ends up being Aaron Judge over the whole MLB with 45. RBIs is Brian Reynolds though with 117. Guerrero Jr. finishing 4th. Runs, Morris Jones with 111. Well behind Fernando Tatis Jr. though with 132. Thought we had a chance to lead the entire majors with that one, just like he does with his stolen bases here, but not even close. Brendan Donovan leading the walks with 98. On base percentage with a 422. Slugging is Yordan Alvarez with a 622. And leads in OPS with the only person being over 1,000. Go to the pitcher stats here. Winner leading is Brandon Woodruff and Alex McCough. Winning in losers is Robbie Ray. Saves, looks like Romano finished 6th with 40. I don't see any of our old closers, so that's good news at least. ERA. Alex is on top again. Home runs allowed. Emerson's on top. with Matt Manning going down the list a little bit. Shutouts to Shane McClanahan with 6. Whew. That is a lot of shutouts. You see Carlos Rondon leading with 217. Strikeouts, 7 complete games for Shane McClanahan and Framber Valdez. Getting a couple complete games. Look at his stats while he was with the Red Sox. And overall, I wish they would split it up a little bit when it says TOT, but 13-8. Over 200 innings pitched, a 3.5 ERA is what he ended up lowering it down to. So, I mean, being a pretty good pitcher. He's got less on his development, but it's solid for Boston to have 1 or 2 years left with him because he's still on contract. We traded him in the first year of his deal, unfortunately, but I think it'll be something that works out for them in the long run. You see Whip, Shane is also leading in that, almost below a 1. Then pitching award goes to Alec, Shane number 2, and Dylan right behind him with 6.4, 6.1, and then a 4. Brian Reynolds with a 7.4 WAR as a batter, 6.8 for Corey, and 6.7 for Aaron Judge. Pretty good numbers there. And there it is, baby. We're jumping over to the awards. Rookie of the Year was won by us. We'll get to it in a second. Aaron Judge, MVP, Alec, C.Y. Young. Congratulations to those boys. Brendan Donovan batting title with Akil Baddoo right behind him, trying to back it up. Yohan Duran, reliever of the year for the Guardians. And then Fernando Gonzalez, 259, 23 home runs, 97 ribbies. It's probably mostly those 2 numbers there because the average was low. And my boy ends up getting Rookie of the Year for us. So you know what that means? We will be upgrading his potential. Because my boy don't want an award. He's obviously beastie. He's obviously goated. He's playing better than what his potential should be. So I don't mind going in and upping that for the boy. And I guess what you guys think? So to make it fair, should I do it for everybody that wins Rookie of the Year? Anybody that wins Rookie of the Year will automatically get their overall boosted. I feel like I can't do it for just about everybody. If you got an A potential, you probably need B potential. Like if it's like a C or a D potential guy, we'll up it too for them. Now, a couple other award winners. You saw Vladimir Guerrero there winning it for the Silver Slugger Award. I think Laboratories was in there, was like second for second base, Gold Gloves, but not too much hard work coming home this time around. And of course, we'll look at the National League side too as well, really quick, just so you guys can see some of those awards. If you guys are fans of National League teams, A, put them down in the comment section, and then B, look to see if any of your favorite players won any awards on the National League side, or anybody that just stands out to you like, wow, I can't believe he ends up winning this type of award this many years down the line. Let that be known in the comment section, man. So we will basically be kind of wrapping things up with this episode here. As next time out, we will be watching the wild card round. I know you guys did like the whole watching and highlight versions of other teams' games. So we will be bringing that back for the postseason, especially now that we need to know who we're playing. You see that we made the 2 seed. Toronto is the 1. On the other end, you got the Padres is the 1. The Braves is the 2. Followed with the Reds playing the Mets. Dodgers playing the Giants. Rays on our end are playing the Guardians. Hopefully they can take them out. And then Seattle is playing Houston. So next time out, we will kind of simulate through the first game to see who wins that one, and then obviously game 2 would be an elimination game, so we'll watch that one with some highlights. If it goes to a game 3, we'll watch that one with some highlights, and we will jump into game number 1 of the ALDS best of 5 series. So we got to win 3 out of 5 to be able to have success with that one and move on to the ALCS. So if you guys are ready for the next episode, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, and subscribe for your boy. Let me know that you guys are enjoying it, and we will be back with it as soon as possible. So hope you guys do enjoy. Hope you guys are joining the gang and the family, and we can rock out with this one. I know you guys are probably waiting for it. Madden is on the way. I know I keep saying that, but just give you boys some time. I'm going to have it out. I'm going to have it ready for you guys. And the NFL season hasn't even started yet, so we not late. I'll catch you guys in the next one. It's me with SGG, a.k.a. the King of Games, a.k.a. SmooveGotGame, a.k.a. GM Smooth. And I'll catch you guys in the next one, man. I'm going to have to be out here for the day, man. Later.